Hi, it's Lynn from Lynn's Tuck Studio, and I don't know if you caught my article or not, but it was titled 5 Christmas Crafts for Kids. And these are really easy. Of course, it's using Magnolia Design Co. products. And what we're doing is we're going to use the Christmas minis. So if I stay healthy this week, the plan is to come on each day, Monday through Friday, and show you how to do, I'm getting a message from my husband, but anyway, show you how we can use the mini stencil. There's 12 minis on each stencil, and how we can use those to make super easy Christmas crafts. Kids will love them. It's great for beginners, but those of us who've been around and have chalking for a while, I had fun too. So anyway, let's get started with this. I'm going to put that aside, and I've got 3 of the stencils already cut out. And what I'm going to use for this is the rounds. And these come in white and black. I have white today, although I do have some black. But then I also found, and I want to say it was on Amazon, but I found some Christmas mittens, and at one of the local craft stores I found some wooden ornaments. I think you can probably find those on Amazon too, but you know, no surface ever in my house is safe because I chalk everything. I haven't chalked the walls yet, but I don't know. I just might. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, I'm going to use what's called a crocodile. Now this one is a bigger model, but you can also just use a drill to drill a hole. But this is like super easy. I already have it set up, and I'm just going to put my disc in there and push down, and there you go. I have a hole in my disc. So I'm going to do that for each of these 3 and get that done. So I've got that. I'm just going to put that aside. And then what I did was I chose 3 colors to work with today. Peppermint leaf, which is a really pretty bright green. Candy apple red, which again is a real bright Christmas red. And then Old Glory blue. Blue's my favorite color, so I really like this one. But anyway, so we're going to make some of these. And what I did just realize is I forgot my ribbon. So I'm going to excuse myself for 1 second and grab ribbon. So I have here my 1/8 inch ribbon that I'll use as the hangers for this. Oh, I'm getting towards the end. Hopefully we'll have enough for all 3 of them. So I'm going to get this out of the way. Now normally I would take the time to fuzz these stencils. They are well worn. I was chalking at the cabin. We went up for 24 hours and I chalked while Kirk did the leaves. So anyway, let's start with the snowman. And I'm going to place him on and center it on the hole that I just cut out using the crocodile. And then I'm going to use Old Glory blue. I'd love to have a white snowman, but I don't think it would show up very well on white. For these, I'm just going to use 1 color. However, you can use multiple colors, whatever you want to do. I would say with things this small, you'll want to take a look at the paintbrush squeezies. These come in a package of 5. I love this little pointy one because it makes a perfect nose on a little Rudolph. But these are just different shapes just to help you in some of those small areas, which of course when you have a smaller stencil, that's going to be the case. So I'm just going to take my blue. Now earlier today my blue was a little bit dry. I don't need very much, and I'm just going to pull that down. It's still a little bit dry. I did add a little bit of water to it. I think I got that all. Okay, and then I'm just going to scrape off my excess. See how easy that is. You know, with your supervision, even your 5-year-old could do this. And so we're just going to pull that off. I'm going to set that aside for now. I should be washing this right away. I'm not, because I'm here with you. But there's my little snowman. See how cute and easy that is? So I'm just going to set him aside so he can dry. And I did get some glue paste on my fingers, and I don't want those on my other stencils. So this little candy cane heart has to be one of my favorite minis. I use this a lot. And you'll see that as the week goes on. And I'm just, again, going to center that on here. Open up my candy apple red. And I did stir all of these just prior to being live, just to make sure that they were all okay. This one is a little bit thinner, almost too thin. If your chalk paste bleeds underneath your stencil, it usually means that it's a little bit too runny and that it needs to be a little bit thicker and drier. And actually, I normally wouldn't do this, but I have found that as some of my chalk pastes have been a little bit runnier, I've actually leave them open. I don't dare do that at night because with my luck, I would probably go to bed and have them open, and they'd be open for 24 hours, and I can't think that that would be a good idea. So anyway, I'm just going to pull this back, and a little bit thinner than I like the chalk paste, but that also just turned out just fine. We'll set that one aside and let that dry. And the last one I'm going to do is Joy. And again, centering it on here. And I chose green for this because it has a wreath on it. Of course, the wreath is going to have white berries. I prefer red berries, but that's not the way the stencil goes. However, now that I think of it, if I wanted to, I could probably use my paintbrush mini, and once I pull this off, I could put red dots in there. I'm not going to, but that's something that I could try. So again, I'm just going to go, let's get enough on here. I'm just going to pull down, super easy. And you know, these minis is exactly what I have in my Try It kits. It's a mini and one of the chalk rounds, and then a sample paste. Directions, of course, a stir stick and a mini squeegee. So I'm just going to pull that off. You know, of all of the pastes I used for this, I would say my green is the best in consistency. So now I'm just going to bring these all back over here, and I am going to dry them. I know we love this because then I have to talk over the dryer. And again, I mean, I do use a heat gun, but you can easily use a hair dryer. That's totally up to you. I just have so much on my craft table that I find it easier to use the heat gun. Okay, I'm going to cross my fingers. All of those are dry. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take set my sewing scissors aside. Here we go. I have separate scissors that are my sewing scissors. And if you're a sewer, you know that these are sacred. And if you're not cutting fabric or ribbon, you better not be using these scissors. So anyway, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna measure out about 14 inches. And what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna take my 1/8 of an inch ribbon and I'm gonna fold it in half, so you can see there's kind of a little ring there. So I'm going to fold that, but I'm going to make it flat. And then what I want to do as I hope that this is really dry, is I want to put this through. Now again, I didn't make these permanent. I'll go back and take the ribbon off it, and I will make it. And I just realized that this is more of an off-white than white, but that's okay because I'm going to go back. So anyway, what it does, I don't know if you saw that. Let me go back and do that again. So I put this through, and I have my loop here, and the loop is in the back. So then I'm going to put my other 2 strings through the loop, and I'm going to pull it up, and it makes kind of like a tag. And to me, it's just easier for the ornament not to keep turning. It does, but not as much as if you just put the string through. So I am going to go and tie this one off. And so what I do is I just take and do 1 knot and then a 2nd knot to make sure it's going to hold. And I didn't do it straight. Oh yeah, Lynn, you did a great job. Okay, I didn't quite get that the way I wanted it to, so actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this inside here again, making the knot that I needed to make. And you can make these as long or as short as you'd like to. And then I just cut off the end, add an angle. And again, I'm using my sewing scissors. If I used my paper scissors, I would make a mess of this ribbon. So then you can just see that there we have the tie. And this is super easy. I mean, I'm using an 1/8 inch ribbon, but I've also used the baker's twine, that kind of thing. So just whatever you want to do, make it fun. I don't know if you can see this behind me. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it up here a little bit for you. I know you probably can't see the bottom of it, but I have Grandma's copper boiler here. And what I did was I actually stenciled on the front of that. I did not make it permanent because I do want to wash it off. But I'm going to pull my tree up here a little bit closer. Is that better that you can see? You can see the top of it. Yeah, this is one of my marshmallow mug hats. But anyway, here are the little gloves that I did. These are fun. They're little. I'm going to take that off so you can actually see that. It's a COVID mask ornament. I wish, hi Kelly! I wish that I could take credit for this, but it wasn't my idea, so I'm not going to take credit. But isn't that cute? And I did those in burgundy, go Anoka, and I also did it in green, go Mustangs, and I also did them in blue and red. So just lots of fun. And again, like I said, you're basically getting, get that back out of my way, you're basically purchasing one stencil. It's an 8.5 by 11, and then the circle rounds, they come in packages of 12, but you don't have to use those. Like I said, I used mittens, I've used wooden ornaments. Another popular item is the real wood that has the bark on it from the tree and whatever, and they're just super, super fun. So before I go back and do these, what I'll do is I'll take them upstairs and I'll spray my clear coat on them. Then they're going to be permanent, and that way they're not going to scratch and end up being a mess. So that's it for today. I'm trying to think of what tomorrow is. Oh, tomorrow is magnets with the minis, and then we'll just go through everything that I had in the blog, and we'll make that each of the 5 days. So there we are. So if you've got any questions, just type them in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And happy chalking. See ya.